You sure we're not gonna get lost?
Yes.
What was that, Ryan?
Mom, if you leave the trail to have to find the trail, you're not on the trail.
And here's a map complete with "you are here." But the problem is we're not really sure where the trail continues. Top of the morning to ya. I'm Holly.
I'm Larry.
It is about 9:30 this morning, so we got an earlier start than last time. We are on the Iron Mountain Trail System, part of DeGray Lake, and it is the green and yellow loops that we're doing today. It's about 10 miles long. We have our sons with us, Eric and Ryan's girlfriend Lydia. And Larry, I think that this could be a challenge. Everybody knows I have no sense of direction, but you say you're good at directions, and this is what was written in all trails. Several people commented about poorly marked trails. Here are some tips to help. When you finish the first half of the green and are wanting to do the yellow but feel lost, you will, I promise. Simply get on the road and go to the right until you pass the field office and cross the bridge over the channel. The trailhead for the yellow loop will be on the left side of the road. Go up to the right through the gate. On the back side of the yellow loop, you'll end up by a road and feel lost again. This part gets weird and confusing. Best advice is to follow the road and then turn left on the road marked "Authorized Personnel Only." From there, keep your All Trails app map pulled up and just use it. We saw no trail markings. It took us behind a building. It felt illegal. Down through a field with shoulder-high weeds and behind the spillway. You walk along a wide trail that might be a service access road for all-terrain vehicles. Be sure to go to the left edge of that wide trail and look over the ridge to enjoy some scenery. You'll eventually come back onto the road and find the trail again. So you think you can handle that, love?
No problem.
You sure we're not going to get lost?
Yes.
I mean, I got lost on an easy trail.
That's you, not me.
You ready, set off?
Yes.
Let's go! Rogue waits for me and then zooms ahead to catch up to the kids. When he gets too far ahead, he turns around and runs back to me. Such an amazing dog. This little tree looked like it could have been an animal. We just need to put a head on it. It's funny how it's staying at the side of the road. There's the dam. We're at the bottom side of a dam. Kind of cool. Great way of getting electricity. And Rogue is very happy to have some water and apparently some greens for lunch. And it is time for lunch. Rogue wants the sandwiches. He says it's his prerogative. Everybody else is eating. Spoiled doggy he is. Spoiled doggy.
Yeah, we've traveled 3.4 miles in a little over an hour and a half.
Oh, we finished lunch, and I just want to say thank you everybody for eating so much weight out of my back. It's so light now. Woo! I can jump. I have
all she
energy.
cares-
It's so much nicer. 5 pounds gone. Yes!
If only we could lose weight that easily.
All right, let's get on down the road, guys. And on our road walk, we have discovered that we kind of messed up. We could have eaten lunch at this picnic table. We didn't know it was here. But it was kind of comfortable laying on the ground. I can see the lake from here, and here's even a sign telling us where we are, complete with a "You are here" marker. The problem is, I don't know where the path is. Have no idea. Appears we might be lost. What was that, Ryan?
Mom, if you had to leave the trail to find the trail, you're not on the trail.
Ooh, good point. Let me come down and join you. Well, we tried walking down this muddy path and found it isn't the way. So I'm heading back towards DeGray Lake and the sign where we declared that we're officially lost. So, eventually we'll get back somewhere because there's a lake in front of us, so worst case scenario, we can always follow the lake all the way around. Okay, and now we're walking back the direction we had walked before.
We don't know.
Because supposedly Larry, who is no longer with us, and I reached on the phone, said this is in fact the way we should go, even though we've gone this way and turned around. So, it should be an interesting period of being lost, I suppose, and I guess we'll update you in
We had a biker go this way.
A little
biker
bit.
into the trail went that way.
So, we're hoping. Hey, look how muddy Rogue is. Oh my goodness, he's a muddy, muddy boy. And there is Larry way over there. He apparently figured out where we had to go. And it looks like we have some shoulder-high weeds to cross. So we must be in the right place.
Put it in my water bottle.
Today's verse of the day is 1 Peter 5:10. I have to think for a second. And the God of all grace, who called you to eternal glory in Christ, after you have suffered for a little while, will restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast. And I will say that when I read that as today's verse of the day and had decided I was going to memorize it, I didn't like the verse. Why that verse? I guess I'm an eternal optimist, and the idea of after you have suffered for a little while just sort of gnawed at me and ate at me. In fact, I've been chewing on this verse for about 6 miles now. In fact, I listened to all of 1 Peter, which is only 5 chapters long, but I listened to the whole thing, just trying to kind of take it in, trying to make sure of what it meant. Being the optimist, I just don't like suffering. But I will say that suffering kind of 3 children that I gave birth to, and a 4th one that came to me through the foster system. And 2 that I gave birth to have cystic fibrosis. So they've suffered. We've suffered. Been in the hospital countless months between the 2 of them. Mostly Ryan, some Eric. Ryan, when he was in 2nd grade, didn't die. I was very glad that he didn't die. But there was a rough go of it when I got into the hospital, not related to cystic fibrosis. His blood pressure was 53/21. Larry and I own a business, and now it's doing great. But there was a time that we were losing money and just trying to figure out how to keep the business afloat and feed our family, keep a roof over our head. It was rough going. So when I reflect back on my life, there is suffering. I'm not saying that there isn't. I guess it's just, I don't like the suffering part. It's not what I aim for. It's not what I look forward to. So I don't like the part of the verse that's saying you're going to suffer. But reality is we do. In the end of the verse, God will restore me and make me strong, firm, and steadfast. It's God who's fixing it. It's God who's restoring it. And that is the part of the verse that I think I need to hold on to. The fact that when all is said and done, when the going is rough, when it's hard not to be afraid, I can lean on God who called me. In the beginning it said, who called me to eternal glory in his Son Christ. He called me. He chose me. He will restore me. And that's the part of the verse that I do like. And I think it's a good verse. You have to have some of the bad to go with some of the good. And so, yes, I like the idea of stopping long enough to dwell on a verse, to spend 6 miles thinking about just one verse. But it helps me. Gives me that quiet time with God that in day-to-day life I need. And maybe that's part of the way that he can restore me. I'm here with Rogue on the trail, and he's having so much fun, and it's great to be able to have him out here enjoying the freedom. He's not my only dog though. I have another dog at home, Amber. I called her my red lab mutt, but she's now more of a white lab mutt because she's 13 years old. She's quite gray, and unfortunately, her knees are just too bad to be able to do hiking anymore. But when we first got her, we used to hike with her. And she was a rescue. She's one of the only animals that I actually got from the pound. And we adopted her. She was scared to death to go in cars. I think she was scared of being abandoned. And we had her for maybe month and a half. I put her in the car as often as I could. Pick up kids at the Y, run to the bank, go get medicine. Any excuse to put her in the car. When hiking, we put her in the car. Well, Larry and I decided to do a point-to-point hike. And we put her in my car, and she was starting to get used to being in the car. So she didn't object. And we got to where we parked my car. We went to get her out of the car. and put her into Larry's van. And she freaked out, got scared. She tried to hide, she tried to run away. She did not want to get in Larry's van. So we had to just pick her up and put her in there. And we got to the hike, and she seemed so nervous. She wasn't her normal self. Not exuberant, not running, not playing. She just seemed very upset. Well, we went like 5 miles, not too far. We got to the end of the trail, and we came out, and Amber saw my car. And she looked in my car, and she looked at me, and she looked in my car, and she looked at Larry, and she just started jumping up and down. I think that's when she realized that she really had a home. That we weren't putting her in a car to dump her. That no matter what, she was our pooch. And she hiked with us for years and years and years, but she just has 2 bad knees now, and she walks the neighborhood. She probably goes anywhere from 14 to 18 miles a week, but we do it in 1 to 3 mile spurts in the house, not in the house, in the neighborhood where it's paved and it's just a little easier than this rocky terrain. Although, I think there might be some really short hikes I might be able to take her on, just to let her have the freedom of running in the forest. So, I might do that one of these days. In the meantime, I'm definitely enjoying my Rogue. He is so much fun.
When I think about Amber's excitement at the realization that she has a forever home, I can't help but enjoy her joy and gratitude. It's funny though. God chose me in much the same way that I chose Amber, though his gift is much bigger than what I can give my dog. I just hope that I can give God even a small fraction of the joy that Amber expresses to my family. I'm not really sure if I can live up to what she does, but I think I need to learn from my pooch. But the amazing thing about God is that he loves me anyway, even when I don't measure up.
So here's our map. Not sure how far we are left, but we're here. We're on H. Alright! Well, we're getting close to the end of the walk. I don't know if I can see everybody or not. I'm trying. I'm pathetic at filming, but I'm figuring it out. Maybe I'll get there eventually. Alright, here we are. We finally made it. I think we're all here. All accounted for, maybe. I don't know if I can find Lydia in the picture. She's tired! How far did we go, guys? We kind of took some detours.
If I had to guess, 11 or 12 miles.
13 miles. Mine said 11.53 miles. I didn't run it the entire time. I kept running to start it.
And Larry said 13, and how long were we out?
Mine said
10:30 to
active
6
time,
hours.
it was 4 hours and like 45 minutes.
But we took some breaks and we got lost. But all said and done, it was fun. Everybody had fun?
Yeah.
Lydia's like, I'm not sure, I'm tired.
It was worth it, but we're really tired.
Yeah, we got some pictures.
That's
Wasn't a
part
lot
of
of
training, right?
scenes.
Good training. Good training.